Okay, so starting live stream a little bit earlier before class just because I needed to fix something and I just fixed it in our project and I want to show you how I did it. So that way I didn't spend too much time on what I want to do showing you what I already did. So I finally figured out how to line trace from the player's view regardless of whether I had access to their camera. Ended up being really simple. You get the player camera manager and then you do this little bit of math here, location, actor forward vector. You do this math here, and you multiply this by a number that's how far you want the person basically to look out, essentially. So that maybe you might want to change, which is why I have it as a variable here, because players should be able to look at a doorknob and set open it. But should they be able to do that from 500 feet away? Probably not. But if they shoot something, should that bullet go 500 feet? You bet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna collapse this to a really reusable function. We're gonna use that for all the stuff to do with line tracing and stuff, because line tracing is going to be used not only to detect what we're looking at, but what we're shooting at. I have the line trace is visible. It's a purple line. So if I hit play right now, you're going to see there's a purple line emanating towards my crosshair, towards the center of the screen, and these people are really obnoxious. They come over really way too fast. But you see that line is always going towards the center, no matter where my my camera happens to be. Let's try setting the camera to like first person. There's a couple options for that, and now we're blowing up. Okay, so we got some work to do, but that's a really good discovery. That's just going to make things a lot easier going from this point on. Class starts in 5, but I'm going to start that now, and that way anybody who wants to join in can hang out. Let's do that. All right. So, oh, look at you. You're so fast. You came right in. All right. Let's see. Where was I? I figured out line traces, and now we're going to implement them in a better way.
Streaming.
I'm not sharing my stream. What?
No, I got the notification that you started streaming on YouTube, and I got really, really confused and concerned because the meeting wasn't up. So it was just like,
You freaked out. You're like, did class start early? No, you're really early. I started it early because this project, I really like our project, and it's really important to me to get some of the stuff in, and there's just no way I can do it all in 30 minutes. So I started working on figuring out that line trace problem that I had the last 2 lessons, and I figured it out. See, when you have time by yourself to like figure it out, and you're not trying to talk and teach and explain at the same time that you're trying to think through the problem, it usually goes a lot faster sometimes. So I figured it out, and I always wanted to get how I figured it out on the live stream in case anybody went back and wanted to see. So that's why I started early, and yeah, now you're here in class. So here's what I did. So the line trace stuff works. I'm actually going to collapse this into a function, which is really cool. Like, you're using all these blueprint nodes. I mean, this is our code. All these blueprint nodes.
I have a couple words for you.
Well, wow. Do they involve interrupting me in the middle of talking? 1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. These custom blueprint nodes, right? You can make your own nodes. They're called functions, also custom events. But functions, we're going to make a function out of this, and that way I can always call this specialized, hey, trace from the center of the camera anytime I want kind of thing, whenever I need to, which is totally needed for guns and weapons and all kind of stuff. So I'm going to collapse this to a function, and Antonio, why don't we get whatever words you have for me over with, because you sound very excited right now.
Yes, because it says on my home page that I am no longer in your 8th period, but in your 6th period.
What?
Yes.
It says that for what, Canvas or Infinite Campus?
Yeah, Canvas.
But Infinite Campus, it doesn't say that?
I checked, but it didn't want to load, so I'll check again. Because I was really confused for a second.
That's scary. Yeah, you don't want to be in in that class. We're doing a way better project than that class. Gotta be honest. um,
I'll check and I'll confirm with you, but I'll be back.
okay, gotcha. Go confirm. All right, he did have words for me. That's true. Those were legitimate words, and it's the anime version I see. What? What are you saying? You talked to somebody else. All right. So I'm gonna make this function called line trace. No, how about this? Project line forward. Yeah, that's the name of our custom node. That's what a function is. It's a custom node. And right here, this thing I plugged in, that's going to be input called the distance that we want to shoot that line out. Like I said, if we're just checking to see if our player's in front of an item he can pick up, go a couple centimeters out, 200 centimeters, nothing. If we're shooting a blaster, 20,000 centimeters out, just miles out. Depends how far you want that line to go. So we just made a parameter out of that called distance.
Sir?
Yes.
Did you ever find the camera?
That's what I was just explaining. I solved it. So I just solved it, and now I'm cleaning it up. I'm collapsing it. So, I didn't find the camera, but I found that you could do this. Get player camera manager, and then you can do the function get camera location. I didn't know that. So you can just do get player camera manager, which I guess is sort of not the camera, it's a good way of doing it. It's just a really nice, clean way of doing it. And yeah, now we're line tracing straight towards the center, no matter where we're looking, and that's super useful. And so what I'm doing is I'm making a function out of this, its own custom code. All right, Antonio, did you figure out what your life situation is? Are you doomed to 6th period, or are you staying with 8th?
Yeah, my words were false. It's okay. I don't know why it says on
The
my
words
canvas
you
I
had for me were false. After all that, after all your barking, you people,
Yeah.
you people sicken me. So what we could do is
I go back.
no, stay here. We can spit back out that hit result. So again, whatever we hit, we can have that come out of the function called a return. So what we'll do is just drag that into there. Bam. Now watch how cool this is. Instead of doing all this line trace code all the time when we're shooting the weapon, we're shooting different types of weapons that have different distances they need to go, short range, long range, when we're doing inventory stuff. Oh, you're near an item, pick it up. No, get rid of all that garbage. We're going to use our one node that I just created called project line forward. That's it. This is our one node that does all of that. Project line forward is just going to take in the distance that you want to go forward, and because of the way code's set up, it will always draw a line from wherever the center of the guy's camera is hitting the ground. Awesome. Okay, so that's really, really cool. Let's give it a default distance of like 1,000 or something. Or actually a default distance of like 2,000. That way, whenever we pull up the node, it's got a workable distance already. I see now default, but we changed it. That's the whole point of making this work the way it does. And again, it spits back out the hit result, so then we can do a bunch of stuff with whatever we hit, whatever we happen to hit, which is so cool. You know what we should do too? I like to get really fancy with my functions. Let's also return the actor we hit, since that's usually what we're dealing with, and I don't want to have to break it every time and have more code. So I'll just spit back out the actor that was hit. Just trying to think if there's any problems with that. What we do need to do is we need to put a branch here as to whether it was hit. I think I put return. I'm kind of wondering if the difference between block hit and return value. I don't know, but anyway, that'll be fine. We'll do that. Yeah. I think that's what I want to do. All right, so that's gonna be so convenient for us in terms of code-wise. So Tyler, when did you turn it in? You said my dev week 1 assignment. Did you turn it in after week 1, or did you turn it in yesterday or something? Because it doesn't auto grade. It says a few days ago. Okay, if it was after I graded, then yeah, it might be late. So Tyler, what I need you to do is email me, letting me know that you've done the assignment, and then I can go in and check. Okay. All right. So we're getting rid. Oh, you emailed me. Okay, great. All right, then it's in the email. Then it'll get taken care of. We're going to project line forward just like that, and let me just show you what I mean for those of you who are coming in. When I hit play, if you look, see that purple line? It's always in the center of my screen. It's always looking at where the crosshair is looking. Like that's exactly what you want. So now we can always send a blaster that way. We can do all kinds of stuff with that. So nice. And these follower NPCs are really annoying me. So let's just change their speed because they're killing me, man. These like stormtrooper or whatever they're supposed to
You made him shoot him.
Or you can shoot them. Yeah, it's true. I actually got. We're gonna add in a robot today, a robot mesh that I found on the marketplace, and I think you'll like it. It looks very Star Wars-ish. And we'll take a look at it.
Real quick, can I ask you something?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Do you think? I don't know if I'm the only one having problems with this, but do you think you could present your screen instead of having it come through your tile? Because I can't really see anything. It's like really fuzzy, like out of focus.
Sure. I don't know if presenting my screen is going to help that. Let me try it. I don't know if it'll even let me. Let's see.
Because it's like really fuzzy and like I can't read anything off of your screen.
Oh, I think that might be more an internet thing. But you tell me. How's it? I just presented my screen. Is it better?
It looks better.
It's way better.
Really, way better. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it on YouTube? I haven't looked.
to pin your tile, so then it just looked fuzzy.
And it looks fine when I present. Okay, then that's a Manycam thing. Then how is it on YouTube? Is the YouTube stream like even readable, watchable? Is anybody? I know Zariah was using it.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to have my phone in my room while I'm doing schoolwork, sir, so I can't really tell.
Well, if anybody knows, let me know in the chat. That way I know whether I need to do something to fix that.
Channel name again?
YouTube, what's that? Channel name? Yeah, I'll put in the chat. All right, so yeah, let me know, please. Okay, so basically I've replaced all this with one single node, and I really love that, and that's basically it. So why don't I'll do one more thing, which will allow us to be able to debug it or not. So I'll put this in as a debug type. It'll be off by default, but that's what draws the line for you. Sometimes you just need to make sure that the line is hitting where it's supposed to be hitting. So, but by default value of this is going to be none. We're not drawing any more lines. It's perfect on the stream, so I'm gonna watch from there. Cool. Just leave Google Meets in on your computer, like minimized. That way, I still have you in here, and I have you when I look at attendance. It shows you were in here. But yeah, if it's better on YouTube, go watch it on YouTube. Awesome. All right, so let's see. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm replacing all of this monstrous code with my brand new project line forward thing. So let's do that. So I'm still going to leave the comment I made here. This is my code here. I commented it, and it's running on tick. And this is the code that makes it all possible. Okay. We did this fire weapon code last time where we did all of this stuff. I'm done with that. Let's. We're going to leave some of it, but a lot of it we don't want anymore. We don't need to do this crazy amount of line tracing because I just made a function for it. I love functions because, again, now I have one node that does all of that for me. And I can decide, okay, since this is for firing a weapon, let's make this go, 50,000 units away. It's a far line trace. Well, it should be. You're firing a weapon, right? Later on, we decided to change weapons. Okay, then we plug in something different for the short-range shotgun, laser gun blast or something. We don't even need this. So fire weapon now is a much simpler piece of code. Simple's great. Project line forward, and hey, return the hit. And let's see, what do we need to know if we hit? You need the location of the hit. Oh, that was, I don't know if we still want that. This is what moved that bullet forward. And this really wants the location of the hit. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to my function, and I am going to spit back out the location of the hit as well, just so that it also has that. Again, since I'm returning the hit result, I'll get all that anyway, but I just like clean code. All right, now my function, my custom blueprint node, is spitting out the location in addition to the actor, in addition to all the other details about whether it was hit or not. And it's going 50,000 units far away. Now I'll just say, hey, yeah, spawn the bullet there. And where it was asking me for the location and stuff, we're going to do that. Lerp A to B. Let me think for a second. Spawning the bullet. All right, I'm gonna actually have this be the end location that got hit, and I will return the start location as well from here. Again, just so I have that. And that start location. I'm going to clean up my wires. I don't like wires crossing like this. It makes it hard for other people to join on a project and collaborate, you know, so I try to do something like that whenever I can. All right. Now I can just feed in start location and end location. I think, just pet peeve, I think the start location should be above end, so I'm just going to use these arrows over here. Boom. Okay, now it says start, now end. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I'm just gonna plug it in. Okay, you're gonna spawn this bullet at the start location, and you're gonna send it to the end location. And then this stuff is, I don't know what it's doing there, but let's see if we can fire bullets now. The bullets still might fire sideways. I don't know if we've figured out how the rotation works for them, but they should fire from our character towards what we're aiming at, actually. Let's see. So I think I fire by pressing the left mouse. Oh, wow. I know why. Okay, so now thinking through it, I didn't give the spawn thing a rotation, did I? All right, let's use our line trace debug for duration. And now we'll know, okay, where is our line trace actually going? Okay, that went in the right direction. That went in the right. You can see when I'm clicking. Okay, that's all working. The bullet's not following the right way, but the line trace is totally accurate. So what we want to do is, let's go back to our character, for duration, start location. Just make sure I got this right. So we're starting there, and I'm lerping you from start to the end location. And what did I plug into end location? Location of the hit in world space. Makes sense to me. But you know what I might want to do is, instead of doing that with the hit, we'll just return this number here into end location, perhaps. Since that's literally the end where we draw the line from. Let's try that. All right, I think I got it to work. Look at that. We're totally firing. Super cool. Now, eventually we'll want that probably to come from the gun, and it would look like that, but we're definitely getting that. All right. So, and they're still sideways, and then eventually at some point they don't destroy themselves, so we'll take care of that. Yay, the boom laser. So, cool. Let's just fix that real quick. Let's let them auto-destroy themselves. So on begin play, they're eventually going to destroy themselves. Or we should do this. Custom event. Do I even need to have that? We'll do it like this. On our code. Just thinking. We're sending it forward through space. When do I want it to delete? When it hits something. How do we know when it hits something? We give it an on overlap event. We have an on overlap event. So what we can do is let's do this. So we'll do destroy actor self. So the bullets will be responsible for destroying themselves. Destroy actor. And just connect this. So now the bullets should destroy themselves whenever they hit something. So they shouldn't be lingering anymore. That's my theory, at least. Let's hit play and see if it works. That worked. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Why wouldn't it? Are they might be hitting something invisible there. But, no. Anyway, I could give it a timer. I could do all kinds of stuff. But you know what? Let's take a break from that real quick. And let's do something fun. Mystery, I stay in the meat, but stuff is going on here. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay. You know, so what I'm going to do is, let me show you something I got off the Epic Store that I think will work really well with this project. So, Epic Marketplace, right? You could buy different stuff. Sometimes you get stuff for free. Got this sci-fi robot. To me, it looks very, very appropriate for something in Star Wars. Kind of a droid.
That more reminds me like Fallout, sir.
It's got a Fallout vibe to it too. I agree with you on that. Definitely, it does. It really does. So we're gonna add that to the project. I mean, it looks kind of like a mechanical, you know, or a soldier droid or something, you know. So we'll add that, and it is rigged to the skeleton, so we shouldn't, in theory, have too much difficulty having our NPCs kind of look like that and use that skeleton and use its animations and stuff. Okay, so now that we have added that, let's see if it's in here yet. It's called Sci-Fi Robot. Let's see, where are you? Meshes, Sci-Fi Robot. Now what I want to do is assign, I think, the skeleton to be the same skeleton as third-person character, I believe, right? Maybe. Let's see. We'll go back to these guys, these whatever they are, enemies, something like that. So there we go. Now we got a robot in here. Let's give it a second for his material. Cool. Now his material is there. There's a couple different materials. Let's go with like there's a red, there's a blue. Oh, I like the blue. Okay. Now we've really got kind of our first step of it not feeling like an Unreal game. Let's just try for a hot second and see if our character will have difficulty switching over to that new mesh. We won't play a robot, but I just want to see what we would look like with that instead of looking like this guy who's made of marshmallow. I don't know if it'll work because there's some pretty specific stuff being done on the skeletal mesh. Yeah, and then he's T-posing and stuff. Let me try one more thing, though. I'm going to duplicate and player. T-pose. That's a big step up from the other one. I know it is, isn't it? It's like we're playing Doughboy on Tatooine. I'm like, what? How does that make any sense? Yeah, that looks cool. I mean, yeah. So let's see if we can get this working with the other one. So what I'm gonna try and do again, I don't know. I'm giving this a not high odds. If I can just retarget this skeletal mesh to the ALS mannequin skeletal mesh from that kit that we're using, then we should be able to do okay. So I'm going to do assign skeleton, ALS mannequin, hit accept, Says it needs to be saved. Okay, I'm saving. Now I'm going to attempt to give the ALS mannequin this guy to now use the robot mesh. Okay, he's not T-posing anymore. That's a good sign, I guess. But he's not moving at all, so that's a little odd. So, not T-posing, but also not moving. Let's go take a look at the blueprint. Take a look at the blueprint. Animation stuff is always kind of a pain because you're just dealing with a lot of complexity. If the bones are different, if something's different. So here I am here. So let's see, can I switch out this mesh with the robot mesh and see this is the animation blueprint, by the way. Animation blueprints is what controls all the different transitioning of animations. Since so much goes on in animation. Did the player step left? Did he step right? Did he aim down? Did he look up? Did he get hurt? Is he sprinting? Is he running? Is he falling? Right? You got to blend different animations based on so many different conditions. That's what animation blueprints are about. So I'm going to change it preview mesh to Cypher robot player mesh. It's just funny because like it seems like it would be good, but then he just stands there idle. We'll hit play and just see. I don't think it's if he'll move. Like if he'll actually at least move when you move around, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh my gosh, he does move. Wow, I've never been so happy to be wrong. That's really cool. He has a little bit weird, like he's kind of got like the shaky legs, kind of doing the Elvis. Thank you very much. He's kind of, whatever.
He's rusty.
He's rusty. I like it. Should be a writer. I love it. We can justify it that way. Okay, guys, for the time being, we're playing a robot, but we'll eventually make it a Mandalorian, all right? That way we have a little bit, we just feel a little bit different. It feels more Star Wars-ish. Okay, we're playing a robot with Twitch. Thank you very much. Okay.
Imagine since the robot's like a little buggy.
It did look a little buggy. Hey, it's a feature. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with Hayden's idea and your guys' idea to make it feel glitchy. I'm going to add a particle system attached to our character.
Yeah, sir, I have an idea.
Yeah, let's hear it.
For the character customization, we could give like different races, like a robot or a human or a Wookiee. I don't know. A bunch of different races from Star Wars.
That's totally doable. Yeah, I'm definitely down. Now what I'm gonna do, guys, to make him, I'm gonna make it so he's sparking like intermittently, like out of his head or something. Like he'll look broken, and that way it'll justify the.
You should do it out of like some of the joints, like his elbows.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could do it out of the joints then. Okay. Yeah.
Like on the side of his backpack or on his hip, maybe the back of his neck.
Back, hip, neck. That leg where it's at the twitching is coming from would be perfect. We actually have some spark particles in starter content we can use.
Maybe for like the different races, we could do like different kind of damages. For like humans, they get a little scratched up. For the robots, they get a little sparky, and you got to repair them. Kind of like maybe make different situations for different kinds of damages. And for like a robot, you can give them different weaknesses, like give the races benefits and down and like worse things. You know, like when you're a robot, somebody like maybe acid or something, or if your human lasers would do more damage.
I'm just wondering, wouldn't the robots be more or less like followers to you that you can repair, and to other people, like there would be a main boss, quote unquote, not really a boss, and they would follow him and like shoot other people. It wouldn't really be the main bounty or race, like a follower.
Yeah, I agree. The robots are kind of one race, but not the race of Tatooine. But you could have like a whole colony of them at some point. And okay, here's my sparks. Don't want to spark there. Spark a little bit somewhere else. Let's see. It's a bit, extreme of a spark. We might want to tone it down a little bit. Reduce its size, for example. set the scale of this to half its normal size. Actually, let's do a quarter, 0.25. I'm gonna turn off grid snapping so I can just move it into place how I want. So I'm putting it over there kind of by the shaky leg. And I think it's just sparking a little bit too much. It's like he's, but it's okay. We don't. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll just see what that looks like for now. Got this spark going on. It really does look like he's hurt. I think it really did save us. Let's do that again. I'm gonna do that full screen for you guys. Yeah, you pointed out, why is the robot breathing? It's a really good thing to point out. And why do I still have line traces? I want to
Could be a
turn
cyborg. Like General Grievous.
cyborg. Yeah. But I love some of this. Like, we get these beautiful animations because we're using that kit, but at the same time we get this
Well,
like,
we go fast.
yeah, or they just run really slow. Except for that guy, the round guy is a little bit faster. Okay. Let's do, yeah, the robot breathing. We're gonna need to take care of that at some point. I'm not gonna worry about it right now, but you're right. Why is the robot breathing? It's really good point. Actually, we don't breathe when we're standing still, so even it kind of worked out that way somehow. What was I gonna do? I was gonna change something. What was I gonna do? Let's do something. Well, I figured out the camera stuff. That's so important. We also figured out the shooting stuff. Oh, I know. I was gonna turn off that line trace real quick. Now that I know for sure it's line tracing the right place, I don't want to see it. So I just go back to the node. And remember, I have a little setting for that. It's called an input. Just set it back to none. Now I won't draw the line trace anymore. If I hit play again, I could kill these guys, right? Didn't we do that already? If I shoot. Oh no, they're just. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, took a couple shots. I guess they have health. You might have given them help or something. Nice.
That's so sick.
What we really need is sound effects, guys. Sound effects make such a huge difference in a game. We need Star Wars or Mandalorian music in the background. Somebody get that for me. I need wave files, by the way, and I need the sound effects of blasters. And just so you know, there are entire websites dedicated to hosting the sound effects from all the Star Wars movies. So if you guys can find me a website with all of them or just links to them, and they got to be .wav files. It'll say it's spelled .wav, not .mp3. MP3s won't work in Unreal. But you give me .wav version, you can convert MP3s into waves. There's websites that'll do that too for you. But you find me .wav files, we'll start getting blaster sounds and you know, ship sounds and ships flying and that kind of thing. We'll do some cool stuff with that. So,
Mr. I have a suggestion for what we should do, like a kind of goal for the next class. You want to hear
yeah,
it?
let's hear it. Okay.
All right. So since we got out of the way the little bit of the mechanics of the gun and the walking, shouldn't we start trying to edit our level or level set? I forgot the word, and like kind of make it like a little hut for us and stuff around it.
I couldn't agree more. I think we should definitely that our landscapes. You know, it's a good place to start. But yeah, let's start getting actually like features around the levels. So do some level design. What does everybody else think about that? Do you want to do level design next time?
Make Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
We could make fallen like AT-ATs from the Empire, from the war between the Empire and the Rebellion.
This is the Mandalorian thing, isn't it? Then make Boba Fett.
Yeah, but we could do that. But I think I have an expert who I want to actually come visit class, who I think is going to do our Mandalorian armor
Boba
for
Fett.
us. But I can do something in the meantime that will. Oh, don't crash on me.
Sir, I think I found a sound effect, but it's not. But blaster sound effect.
What is it?
It's more like the lightsaber sound effect, but it sounds like it would be like a blaster sound effect.
Hmm.
Here, I have the website down. If you want, you could look at it. There's the website, but it's Lightsaber Star Wars Return of the Jedi sound effect.
Okay.
That's like the closest thing that I can find because throughout the classes I've been kind of just like looking for sound effects, but I can't really find any. But that's the closest I found so far. That might be downloadable. I know I'm probably just looking at the wrong places, but that's what I found.
Okay. That could work.
Oh, Zerai found one.
Mister, I have an
Yeah.
idea. So like a mechanic in the game, more or less. What if where if you kill or destroy robots, if you can name the difference between actors, you can it drops like scraps of metal and you can create guns or items or something out of the metal. And when you kill things or pick up things, it has like kind of like a something like you can create things from picking up different items or like
Mm,
put them on as accessory.
I like that. I love having crafting in a game and stuff. So, okay, I'm gonna keep you guys
Yes,
on
sir,
2
I have
more
an idea.
minutes. We're gonna try something. So I just downloaded those assets, the 2 sound effects. So let's bring in those sounds, and then we'll at least have those for when we shoot. So let's do an import. We're gonna import the sound files. Thanks guys for getting me those, and they're WAV files, which is exactly what I wanted. So thank you. No, we don't need the SpongeBob laughing sound effect. Why? Where did you go? Did I save in the desktop?
Yeah,
or something?
sir.
That could be an Easter egg.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this relates to Steven's idea kind of for like, the crafting and everything. We could possibly, since the Mandalorian like show itself takes place after the war between the rebellion and Empire,
Mm-hmm.
takes place like 2 years after that, and uh there could have, since we're on Tatooine, we could maybe add like fallen like AT-ATs to scavenge the as like little areas, like just fallen Imperial humans and
Ah,
everything.
that would be
Like,
really
old
cool.
sand and rusted.
One of those crashed pizza shaped ships, for sure. Something like that too. You can like go explore.
And,
Um,
and like
so
the giant walkers with 4 legs, AT-ATs and everything.
so I'm doing something. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing something right now where I can. It's called a sound cue. So you can bring in a one sound file like this one right here. Sounds the same every time, right? I mean, it's nice, but it's going to get repetitive. You run that through something called a modulator, and the modulator will randomly modify that thing to be lower or higher pitched, as well as maybe slightly louder one time versus another. And so it'll give you variety. And plus, if you do 2 sound effects that way, and that's a different style of sound effects, so probably want to change. That'll be dependent on the gun, but you could do some really cool stuff with that. So actually, here let's actually do the one sound effect. But since we're running through a modulator, it'll sound like a different sound effect each time it's played. All right, and we'll go a little bit more extreme, 0.8 all the way up to 1.2 modulation. And now, whenever we shoot, we'll just trigger that event. And so I'm going to say, hey, do the shot and everything, and we're going to play a sound. Play sound. Today, and we're going to choose our sound cue that I named Blaster Shot. And now let's try it and see how that sounds. That was cool. All right, guys. That's gonna do for the live stream. Stay on. Don't leave the meet. Live stream. I'm closing out on YouTube though.